Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's your brother Bolo here. Now remember to, remember to all of my platforms subscribe. Bolo TBV, Bolo Vienna Clips, Bolo Vienna, and Bolo Vienna 2.0. Alright, in this one, I haven't listened to this as yet, but Headboy called into the show on Andre Stevens PD TV, and I heard a part of it, but I didn't get to listen all of it. And the part that I heard has sparked. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Nats. And Nikki, I know you're doing, my darling. The part that I heard, Nikki Ann said she actually afraid to live here anymore. I mean, trust me, only God alone make me not afraid. You understand? Because once you have God by your side, you know, so you're not supposed to fear anything, correct? So, if this was a normal world and there was no God, I would be scared ishless to live in Jamaica, given the regime that is here. You understand? But God watch out for him own. But let's listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, from Headboy.
That the group that own them have. But group cannot be separated from what is happening now, in this vice note. Nationwide need to answer two things.
Only don't see the political, see Headboy you call. Headboy, you can advise them because them say me a chat too much or me wrong or me dislike PMP.
Let me help them because them no know politics, including some in the leadership of the PNP. Me ain't afraid to say so because I'm not afraid of nobody. Yeah? Let me tell you what they did. They set the rat trap and they walked in the rat trap. Yeah? They should not have responded to them. Because when did a voice note in a private group among comrades that has nothing to do with a party, how can voice notes become issues of national importance now? Nothing in that voice note spoke to anything of national importance. Right? So that's one. We should never have responded. Secondly,
I disagree with the both of them. I said it last night and I'm gonna put this video out, and I have no problem with the response from the leader of the opposition. The response to me has ended all the noise. Period. That's my opinion. Big up Headboy and big up Andre, two brethren who may respect them opinion. But on this one, I don't agree. You understand? But there's parts of what he just said. I understand what the JLP was doing, but to me, the answer from Mark Golin, it ended the conversation. What they were trying to do, it backfired. Let's continue.
Why aren't we telling the people that the Israelis are spying on Jamaicans? This firm Eltas, that got a contract in 2021, a 5-year contract to help with supposedly cybersecurity. Do you know who owns WhatsApp?
Remind them.
Meta, the Meta Group.
Meta.
Yeah? Do you know who are the largest investors in Meta? Israelis. Do you understand what is happening? And you asked an important question. Was Nationwide need to answer two things. When did they obtain the voice note? Meaning the day and time. Because I am of the view they obtained this 3 months ago. From the discussions around Nara, they held it, right? And also, by which means did they obtain it? And
you see, no, what he's saying is going back to my point. Because Mark Golin said he investigated. They investigated the voice note. Richard, just send me a message from WhatsApp and I send her the stuff then. I send her the thing, man. And this point only furthers my point about the response from Mark Golin. One integrity boss, one market cheap on the app. And everything I agree with market G neither. You feel what I deal with? Yeah. But at the same time, this one, may I stand on this one firm. Mark Golin's response was necessary because they were not waiting on the People's National Party. They were out there spreading a narrative, and it was spreading. Everybody had talked about it. The JLP, them had talked about it hard. You feel me I deal with? not say she had this or no, but Mark Golding response was like when I dropped the mic. But with what Headboy is talking about now for the PNP to take a stance that Israel is spying on us, for a political party to do that, the geopolitical consequences, no, they cannot do that unless they have solid proof. It's okay for Headboy to say that, but the entire organization of the PNP, the most they can do is ask questions to spark your analytic qualities and capabilities as a people. Put the facts in place and ask the question. But to come out and say that Israel is doing that, that wouldn't be prudent for the People's National Party or any other government to do. It would not be prudent for them to do that. Understand who Israel is, ladies and gentlemen. Understand and remember the information that Mystic Sensation put out about the technology that they have. You understand that came from Israel. That the man that made the technology, hold on, I soon tell you, Daniel. The man that made the technology, what he said the technology was used for to interrupt elections. Mystic Sensation put out that in detail. Selvanef, big up. Diabolical vipers indeed. Now, let's continue.
This, we're not asking you to whistleblow to say Frank Paul sent you, but can you clearly state that it was sent to you by somebody, or was it obtained using the technology that the group that own them have? The group cannot be separated from what is happening now, in this right now issue,
True.
Because if it is, we need to understand, Andre, Amber is carrying out Amber signed a 42 million deal with an Israeli company called Ultranix.
What?
Check it. They signed a 42 million deal to acquire a company in Israel called Ultranix.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if this is true, yes, and you guys can go and do your own research, that is very concerning. And the reason is, when you look back at Jam COVID website and what happened there, when you look at the government defending Amber Group in that period, when you look at the relationship between Israel and this particular government, when you look at the relationship with Amber Group and this particular government, when you look at the Support Jamaica website and the fact that the head of the entity, the developer, has access to the people information, not just the government of Jamaica, and the money that it appears or it is alleged that cannot be accessed. I don't know if that is true. This is one of the arguments out there. All of it is very concerning, ladies and gentlemen, and it gives strength to the argument that Headboy is making about the connections. It couldn't be a coincidence, because Israel has been operating all over the world. They have put their foot in many, many spaces. You understand what I'm saying? Remember, it's an Israel company got the contract for the elections last year. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. Let's continue.
Yes.
Since they have acquired that company, do you realize how the disinformation and the misinformation has increased? Israel has the best disinformation and misinformation campaign ever. Ever. The Israelis are very good at it. Yeah?
True.
And don't be surprised. And I'm telling people, do not send messages in WhatsApp. You do not want the public to have any idea of it. WhatsApp is not safe.
I concur. I have assumed for years now that they have everything in my WhatsApp is being stored somewhere. all of the messages, everything. So if there's something that you don't want to be said, and sometimes people call me and talk some things, me I look at the phone like, what this is somebody I idiot. Me and you now have this a conversation and me I shut this down. Me not say that to them, but me say that in my mind. So in the conversation the people call me and I talk about, and them I talk about they're frustrated, and them I talk about the Prime Minister, this and threat, Mr. Brechin. Leave it unto the Lord. Because them dep on the internet and them dep on WhatsApp and I talk that on their phone. Hey, and I'm not for the man them take that information there and develop one case against you and send you to prison. You remember good, uno stop it. Uno stop talk certain things for WhatsApp. Stop it. Assume so the man them have all the information. I'm not saying that they do it. I'm saying it is prudent. It is wise for you to believe and operate in the belief that the man them have every single thing we say on WhatsApp. All of the voice note them and everything store. Okay, my side? Let's continue.
It has become unsafe because of what is happening in the United. You realize in the United States they use Signal. So why do they use Signal? Because Signal is unhackable.
True.
You cannot hack Signal, but you can hack WhatsApp, and they use Telegram. Yeah, we need to look at alternatives because this thing which is happening now, and to show you these people don't understand politics. You're right. The new nationwide is not going to have any major coverage. That's why they're pushing the internal contest right now because they need to have that over the next 3-4 months.
Have to use that as the next 3-4 months for public relevance and keep them newsroom going. Tell them the Headboy, because when me talk, then say me. Tell them the Headboy.
If someone is slow, radio stations don't make, the only time they make money is when PNP have its annual conference in September. That give them a little break, right? And then maybe the outside back to school broadcast they will do with some, right? But outside of that, it's a dead season. It is like tourism for them.
Independence and then be so they making the money. Nothing else them now making at this summer.
So this is
for the persons asking me for my number. When you look at the top of the screen for Bolo VNR 2.0. Anybody that want the 2 articles about the finance, the 1980s with Siaga, and also the IMF article talking about the on the verge of economic meltdown for you guys to understand how the JLP in both these instances destroyed our economy. You understand? Both instances, they destroyed our economy. See the number up on the screen? That's the WhatsApp number. Alright? Let's continue.
This is why, but you see what happened to? We Jamaicans need to ask ourselves the question, why are you allowing a state puppet, a corruptor, an enabler of corruption called Nationwide, to be leading the narrative in Jamaica? Nationwide has they must tell us.
Headboy, what them need to focus on? Make me you spin back the news and focus on the news.
For Andre focused on that, I am not in disagreement with the attempts of Nationwide. That's not my argument. We know their attempts. My argument is that Mark Golding responding did not help their attempts. That is my argument. Let me be clear. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, but let's hear what Andre is saying now.
Why Nationwide can't talk about Amber Group? Nationwide cannot talk about Amber Group because Amber Group controls significant shareholdership of Nationwide. You don't realize that Nationwide has said nothing about what is happening with the government website. Only don't find that strange.
Nothing at all. The biggest story. Absolutely correct. He's absolutely correct. Them can't say, oh, you going to talk on your boss. Or you going to talk about a story that your boss is looking bad. Right? Because yourself, Pastor Peter Chambers. How are you going to talk on a story where your boss is looking bad, ladies and gentlemen? Nationwide is compromised. Fully. That's why when you're dealing with journalism in any way, whether it's on here, on the internet right here, who Selva them say never listen to that side. Yes. You never know say a Amber Group are the Revo thing. A Amber Group, you know. It is a conglomerate of different tentacles, you know, like a what you call it now? A squid. You get what I say? You know squid, right? They have another name for them apart from squid. But the jellyfish looking thing, we have a lot of different tentacles and can grow big and grow for years. Right? What's up, Sassy?
Aye.
But
Headboy.
let me give you 1 minute. 1 minute as I go, Professor. Quickly. 1 minute. Amber Pay. Do you know why the Auditor General report only confirmed that only 2% of the funds were used?
Because it's Amber Pay out the rest side.
No, not just the payout. Amber has a payment company called Amber Pay,
Yes.
which is in 34 countries operating, by the way, if you don't realize. And they also serve as the back end for our new CBDC, our central bank digital currency that is coming.
Yes.
In addition,
And this is something that I've never said before, but given what Headboy is saying, I thought about it. I am of the view that the Amber Group is integral in bringing the B system to Jamaica. Vernon, good day. They eat wally squid. There's another name for them, man. The Amber Group, I believe, is a part of the global plot. The global plot of one world order that is connected to Jamaica. That's my belief. All of the things that they have their hands in screams one world order. Everything centralized. The AI that they're pushing, all of that. That's my belief. Let's continue.
in 34 countries operating, by the way, if you don't realize. And they also serve as the back end for our new CBDC, our central bank digital currency that is coming.
Yes.
In addition to that, Paymaster will have a role in it.
What is
So
it?
why you think Amber?
What is it?
Paymaster will be a part of the e-payment system going forward for the digital economy.
Hey! What you said, boy?
That is Audrey Marks. You remember when Mystic Sensation was connecting all of the tentacles of the Andrew Ones circle, and Audrey Marks, they've always talked about Audrey Marks. They've always mentioned her. Big up the entire Titans. This is sinister and diabolical, ladies and gentlemen. But I am not worried. I'm not worried. Because them a plan and God a wipe. I'm not worried enough. This is just for you to be aware, not for you to be scared. You feel me? I deal with no man, Mystic Sensation break it down to the T, man, the connection with Audrey Marks. I want to notice what them call she in terms of Andrew Wallace empire. You remember when Marlon Malawu Fort was joking about, thank you so much, HB Love. Octopus is the word I'm looking for. The octopus can grow large and big for years without dying. And grow many tentacles. Right? So, you remember when Marlon Malawu Fort in the campaign was joking that, and Audrey Marks was joking how they were one of the mistresses of Andrew Wallace. Sometimes people tell upon themselves using jokes here. And I'm not saying that she's a mistress. Alright? I'm just establishing how close she is to Andrew Owens. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. And anybody close to Andrew Owens, as far as I'm concerned, they cannot be trusted. Cannot be trusted. Let's continue.
Part of the e-payment system going forward for the digital economy.
Hey, what you said, boy? Ball out! Oh, what you say?
Ball out! Whoa, yo, yo, yo.
Headboy?
Yes, Professor. I mean, we have to.
Yes.
So why did you think Audrey leave Washington? What would possess a woman who is comfortably in Washington? By the way, could make she claimed to us she could have made $2 million
US in a Washington, and
yes.
you come back to Jamaica. You come back to Jamaica
because the food bigger. The food bigger. You need to ask yourself.
And that is supreme common sense. Thank you so much, Jain, for the cash out. Thank you, my darling. That is supreme common sense, ladies and gentlemen. She mentioned that she could have gotten a deal where she would make $2 million US, but she came back to Jamaica. The question is, did you come back to Jamaica to serve Jamaica, or did you come back to Jamaica to serve yourself with a better opportunity?
Emotional damage.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell about them.
You know, we can get very far when we ask the right questions. This is all about challenging your mind to think. It's not illegal yet. Think.
In transaction fees, Amber charged the government of Jamaica $1.5 million to process the 1.4 billion. Sorry, 1.5% of the charge to process the 1.4 billion. So look at that. I am not very good at math, but that tells me that Amber went with about 14 or 15 million, just in charges, just to say I received the money for you. Yeah?
About 14 to $15 million out of the 1.4 billion. Mighty God.
Of the 1.4.
No, so
and remember,
so there, I remember them say it was a donation. The website was a donation. So that means also them collect back for them 15 million. That the 15 million could I no, Headboy. You see them dangerous.
Why would you ask Amber to create a...
You remember when I told you guys that nothing is for free? If you are getting $15 million, 1% of the money, you didn't build the website for free. That's your payment. That $15 million is your payment. Want to see how them lie by omission, ladies and gentlemen? If you don't do your digging, you would assume that, you know, the Amber Group is just an entity that is helping Jamaica, a partner of Andrew Owens and the Jamaica Labour Party that is doing a wonderful job for us, but they're not getting paid. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. $15 million for our website? Oh, that's good money. I don't know what the rate is, you know. As a matter of fact, let me do some calculations because I love calculations now. $1.44 billion, ladies and gentlemen. Not million, billion. Divided by 100. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, $14.4 billion, $14.4 million, 1%. $14.4 million. Let's continue.
And this is what I want you to take this week, Andre, and look at it, because you have the people who can give you the information. Why would the government give an exclusivity to Amber in cybersecurity and e-payment solutions? Do you know right now no vendor can go to the government to pitch a program until they end the exclusivity with Amber Group?
What you said?
What can go so?
So, may I ask Jamaica Labour Party, because I love to about the people that spread misinformation and disinformation. Is there any truth to what Headboy is saying, as a matter of fact, let me do a quick Google. Freedom, big up. Good to see you, my darling. Big up yourself. Is there a exclusive contract with Amber Group and the Jamaican government? Let me see. Unveil Amber contract holding demands. Oh, there's an actual lead story on this. Government signed historic MOU with Amber Group. Let's read. Outrage grows as government farms out support Jamaica. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on there. More see this MOU here. Open in a new link. Thank you so much. Let me do the research. Open in a new link. Let us probe, ladies and gentlemen. Let us probe. It is worth it. Sometimes you have to watch the longer video them because it is important. Alright, so this is the MOU. Government signs historic MOU with Amber Group to establish Jamaica First Coding Institute. I don't know. Understanding government, blah, blah, blah. Prime Minister Honest hailed the initiative as revolutionary. I said this is proof of the concept that we can get things done quickly, efficiently. I want to know what is the memorandum of understanding. That's what I want to know. Explain public-private partnership accelerates government vision to deliver robust, intense, and in-demand training to our young people. Additionally, describe the institute, example, initiative, thinking on blah, 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 blah. We do business as fast. I don't see much detail. This is the Heart Institute. Okay. Let me see. Unveil Amber contract government goaling demands. Opposition Mark Golding is demanding that the Prime Minister and Jonas lay bare the contract it used to engage Amber Group to build the Jam COVID. Oh, so this is Jam COVID. So I'm not seeing what I should see. Is there exclusive contractual agreement with the Amber Group? I guess I'll have to do some more digging. Alright. Let's continue with what Headboy is saying because I'm not really get nowhere with that.
This is coming from a tech guru in Jamaica who sent me the message, and I'm going to send you the message so you could read for your listeners. He said that Amber has an exclusivity agreement with the government. So everything that they have been doing is not through tendering. It is through exclusivity. Yeah? Then, if they want to give up the contract, then the government has to now tender it back to somebody, a potential vendors. But they're not doing that.
So what them doing?
What they're doing is that they keep, for example, the cybersecurity part, they keep it. So when an ordinary firm in Jamaica comes and say, okay, I want to do something over Ministry of Finance, they tell you, no, it's Amber have the contract for everybody. And we have ego. For every single department of government, Amber has the contract. And tell them to come tell me otherwise. This all criminal, thieving, cooling up, good for nothing from where it come from. Let me tell you something, sir. We are going to take to the streets to deal with you. Yeah, not in a violent way, but you need to leave Jamaica. Yeah, you are a criminal.
Basically, everything where they go on in the government or every collection, basically, I go through Amber Group now.
It has to because they have to, remember you have e-government, you used to have e-government limited, right?
So
which control the computer.
So e-gov not about again.
e-gov them take everything from e-gov. E-gov is not doing any work. E-gov people are being paid for not doing anything.
So Amber do all the e-gov work.
Every single thing, if you have to maintain a computer, if you have to upgrade a computer, it's going to Amber.
Backside. Side boy.
That's why we must.
Me and you have to go do one serious investigative work on this week.
It's not very hard because I've gathered quite a lot, and I can tell you this. Ask the Speaker of the House for me.
Yes.
You come here size 13, and Andrew Wheatley. Wheatley come. Because I don't know I'm not afraid I know. How often have you traveled to India over the past 2 years?
Repeat that.
Ask the Speaker of the House and the Minister who should resign, Wheatley. How often have they been traveling to India?
So I just one year when we did see she go to India, so yeah, so she go more than one time.
And you're referring to the ones that she go to the Commonwealth meetings as speaker. That's not the only time she has been to India, sir. When she's missing, she's not going to Europe. She's going to India. And ask her, I say, why is she going to India? Is Amber also collecting money for the apartments? Was Amber the person who invested in the $800 million apartment?
What you said? What you just said?
Ball out!
I'm asking you.
We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody.
I say, why
man or woman.
Is Amber also collecting money for the apartments? Was Amber the person who invested in the $800 million apartment?
What you said? What you just said?
I am asking the speaker to tell me why is she going to India so often, and when she goes to India, what is her purpose? And also, is it in relation to the fact that Amber Group, and this is me saying this now, may potentially have ownership in the apartments she built at Lee's flat?
Amber have potential ownership of the apartments?
Andre, if I don't want no money for me to come into Jamaica, I just send it through Amber, it goes to India, and then send it to me in digital currency. I can't leave you.
Whoa, we need help, Jesus.
Jamaica, there are some serious questions. I would love to hear a response from the Speaker of the House. Those are some very serious questions. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. Big up Headboy and big up Panaja TV. Mighty God. No, sir. Wow. 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 Wow.